I'm in Brittany's room and I'm working on a headache. You know, like I said, guys, you know, I've got a lot of problems. Okay. When you get old, you have zero testosterone. That is what men need. Two, I keep headaches, and I don't know why I keep headaches, but I do keep headaches. I tell all men, cut your hair short. Um, I just don't feel good, and I haven't felt good. And a lot of this is my stomach disorder. Now, I made another vlog, but this one's going to be put on. You know, guys, I don't know what's wrong with me, and I don't. Now, I popped into Queen Dax's room. She hates me. That's fine. That's fine. You know, but it comes down to the fact, guys, that I'm worried about my stomach, and I really am. And that's why I want to talk to Dr. Roz. Something's got to be done about this. I'm on all kinds of antacids, none work. You think that Pepto-Bismol will coat your stomach? I've taken 2 bottles of it so far, and it's not helping me in the least bit, period. And it's not. As I've said before, there's not enough doctors. There's not. You know, there's more and more people born every day in the United States and fewer doctors, mainly because doctors don't make as much money, truthfully. Medical doctors don't make as much money as entrepreneurs do. You know, people that come out and dream special things. And I don't care about this woman here. But guys, like I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. All day today, you know, I had my hot dogs, and I hate to eat hot dogs, but I need stuff that's cheap to eat. You know, I need stuff to eat to eat. And I feel really, really bad. Now, Queen Dak is starting to piss me off, and she is. And I'm thinking about, you know, doing what I did before, and I'm going to do that right now with her. You know, she's playing these games with me, and I don't play games with girls like her. And what I'm getting ready to do right now is remove from favorites. And that's basically it, right there in a nutshell. Now, I don't know what's wrong with my stomach. It is really in intense pain right now. Intense pain. Now, oh man, let me drink some water. I'm in bad shape, guys. What happens to me, and when you get old, I don't know about offended outcast, but for me, I get aches and pains constantly. I'm taking muscle relaxers. And you know, as I've said before, you know, the older you get, the worse things get. And that's the truth. That's the truth. That's something you have to get used to. That's just part of life. You know, you get old and your body wears out. And it does. It just wears out. And I used to, man, I remember with Mistress Nicole, I'd go on a session with her, a cock and ball torture session with her at usually 9:30. We would be discussing stuff at 9:30 when she started her show. She said, "Give me some time to get things going on my show, and I'll do a session with you." And we would do a session, and she would go from my penis, balls, and ass. And then I think she had me whipping my back too, you know, with the whip. And she would do this, and we would have sessions that would last till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. But, you know, like I said, you know, when you get old, your body just wears out. Like my stomach is worn out right now. I don't know what to do with my stomach, and I don't. I really don't. And how can you do this? Wait a minute. Let me get this right here. Let me do this. Yeah, there we go. I'm done with her. But you see, guys, when you get old, you have to get used to stuff going wrong. Your stomach, your liver, your kidneys, your heart, your brain, you know, it's just part of it. But the unfortunate is that there's such few doctors. Are you really getting the care that you need? My gastrointestinal doctor, I can't see him or his PAs until July. You know, and my stomach is shot. It is absolutely shot. And, it's kind of like I said this in another vlog. The reason why I don't want to become really very old, like in my 90s, is because you're a basket case when you're in your 90s. You don't know where you're at or what you're doing. You don't remember anybody. I'll be in a damn nursing home with a county-run nursing home, because I'm poor. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the place where I live. It's called Charlottetown Terrace. It is at 1000 Pearl Park Way, Charlotte, NC. It is part of Blue Horizon Management, Evian, Charlotte Housing Authority, and HUD. Let me assure you to let you know that a lot of the residents here, like myself, do not have adequate heat or air conditioning. Now, mine's working okay, but they're controlling it. They set the temperature they want it to be in my apartment. Now, my whole thing is this. When you're a senior citizen like me, and I am in poor health, I'm yelling right now, I'm in very bad poor health. And, kind of like I said, Dr. Roz is going to have to quit burying herself with that damn laptop and sit down in a chair and have a talk with me and say, look, I'm going to tell her I want my health back again. Nobody can give me my damn health back again. Nobody can say, oh, yeah, we got an answer to your stomach problem, Dr. Printeville. Well, it's a sensitive stomach. You'll get used to it. We'll see you in 6 months. Guys, like I said, I don't know why I get headaches, but I do. I keep headaches. I do. I look at Brittany, webcam model. Oh, God, 21 years old, guys. 21 years old. And she's got her whole life ahead of her of fun she's going to have with guys and falling in love and one day, getting married and having her own children. Me, what do I get to look forward to? I've said it before, is death. That's it. That's my life, is death. And it's a shame. It is a shame that people don't want to be doctors anymore. Why not? Why not want to be a medical doctor or practitioner? That's my question. Why not? Is it that we live in a society of the United States that we're a slave to money? Slave to making a lot of money? Slave to, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. And the fact that my health every day gets worse and worse. And I'm yelling like crazy. It's weird. Last night I was up till about, I think, 11 or 12. I'm not sure. But like I said, guys, I don't know when my health's going to get better again. I really don't have a clue. I used my... Oh, that's too cute. I used my, what do you call it? Oh, gosh, my Old Spice. It works pretty good. I smell pretty good. But like I'm going to say, guys, getting old really is a bitch. It really is. Especially when you're alone. And I am alone. My daughter, I haven't heard from her. She doesn't call me. She doesn't go, Daddy, how are you? You know. And I sit in my apartment all alone. That's the reason why I go on webcam model sites. But I'm concerned about my health, and I really don't know why doctors can't figure out what's going on with me. Yeah, I'm yelling a lot because I'm getting very, very, very sleepy, and I really am getting very, very, very tired. Also, I'm getting very upset with people in this webcam model show of Brittany that oh Lord, are you kidding me? They're saying now users of tokens too. Nobody's tipping her at all today. So it's been a good day earlier because she did have that guy come in and give her a lot. Queen Dak, I'm divorcing myself of her. Now, guys, as I said, getting old alone sucks. I have nobody that cares about me but Brittany, my webcam model. That's it. And my stomach is just really acting up right now, terribly badly. So, as I said, getting old is it's not any fun. It really isn't. Like my grandfather, Henry, and Oni, they had stuff they did. They had family. They had people come over and see them. Make them feel wanted. Me, I'm just an old man, 70 years old, watching his health go downhill fast. I end this vlog to say, guys, I hope something happens to my stomach because it is really hurting me bad right now. Real bad. Subscribe. Maybe one day I'll be monetized. What do you think? Yeah. And guys, like I said, I just don't get into politics. I don't vote. What's the point of voting? The electoral vote chooses who's going to be the president of the United States. Thanks for listening. And I don't know what I'm going to do about my stomach. Peace.